Hi, welcome back to Bounce Forward with me, Tiff Hall. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which I'm recording this podcast, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. I pay my respects to elders past and present. What are macros? So macros are a food and nutrition term, short for macronutrients, and they provide the bulk of energy in our diets. So macronutrients, there are three of them. There are carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Carbohydrates function primarily as the source of energy in our bodies, and they're broken down to glucose, which is used as fuel in our cells. Common sources are rice, wheat, oats, fruits, veggies, legumes, even some sugary foods. The types of carbohydrates can be simple sugars or complex starch and fiber. And complex carbohydrates are generally more nutritious and they provide sustained energy and contain fiber, which is really, really important. Then we have our proteins, which are essential for building and repairing tissues, making enzymes and hormones, and supporting immune function. They're made up of amino acids, which are the building blocks of our bodies. So common sources, your fish, eggs, dairy products, legumes, nuts, seeds, soy products. And they're super important because different proteins provide different combinations of amino acids. So a varied diet is so important. That's why I can't eat the same thing every day. Then we have our fats, our beautiful fats, which are so important to our diets. We don't want a fat-free diet. And the functions of fats and the sources, they're really important because they absorb fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, K, protecting organs and maintaining cell membranes. They also play a role in hormone production, really important for your hormones. Sources like oils, butter, nuts, seeds, avocados, and fatty fish are all really important. And fats can be saturated or unsaturated, monounsaturated and polyunsaturated, or trans fats. Now, unsaturated fats are generally considered healthier, while trans fats should be, limited. So balancing these macronutrients are really important for overall health. You want to make sure that you're getting your proteins, your carbs, your fats. You don't want to be on a diet that cuts out fats or limits carbohydrates. They're all very important for performance. So, and then you've got your micronutrients, which are your vitamins, which are also very important. So when people are talking about macros, that's what they're talking about. I just wanted to chat about one other term that is often misunderstood, and that is hypertrophy. It's thrown around in the fitness industry, and some people are like, what is hypertrophy? So hypertrophy workouts are designed to increase the size and the strength of your muscles. And during a hypertrophy session, you focus on increasing your time under tension. So completing the high number of repetitions with the correct form to challenge your muscles and encourage growth. These workouts can follow different structures, including supersets, trisets, pyramid sets, circuits, burnouts. There's so many different types of strength training, but the goal is to build muscular strength, and you typically use heavier weights and complete less repetitions. With hypertrophy training, the goal is to complete more repetitions using lighter weights. So hypertrophy is more reps, lighter weight. And people often do confuse that with more strength training, which is the less reps and heavier weights. And, you got to think toning when people talk about hypertrophy. There's a lot of factors that affect hypertrophy. So there's progressive overload. You continuously want to increase the load and the stress placed on muscles during training. So increase the weights, increase the repetitions, increase the sets, stimulate hypertrophy. It's really important. Then you've got nutrition. You want adequate protein intake to make sure that the muscle's repairing and growing. Rest and recovery is really important. You want muscles, they need time to repair and grow. So you need to take some time off and have proper sleep, proper rest days, recovery techniques, stretching, foam rolling. All of those are really important. Then you've got training volume and frequency, the total amount of work performed, sets, reps, weight, how often muscles are trained can impact hypertrophy. Both high volume training and frequency play roles in muscle growth. So you really want to make sure that you're nailing those things. And then there's genetics as well. Everybody is different. So some people gain tone up or gain muscle mass quickly or, less quickly. We're all different. You do have to take that into account. But the benefits of hypertrophy training are the increased muscle mass, which enhances the physical appearance and your body composition, improved strength, that metabolic boost and that afterburn effect, and then the functional benefits of enhanced muscle strength and endurance overall. That's hypertrophy. And then just while I'm talking about hypertrophy, something else popped into my brain, and that's DOMS. People are often like, what are DOMS? That's delayed onset muscle soreness. Okay, so this is a term more likely you hear after doing a session. It hits you about 24 to 72 hours after a workout. And it often happens if you tried a new training style or dialed up the intensity on your fitness journey, So keep in mind that you've done an amazing workout and you're going to experience a little bit of muscle soreness, and DOMS happen. They're a good thing. So, when you do your squats and then all of a sudden you get DOMS in your legs and you go to the toilet and you squat down to go on the loo and you go, oh, there's my session. I can feel it. That's a good sign. So things you can do, you can foam roll, you can, deep tissue massage with a tennis ball, sauna, cold ice bath. You can just have a hot bath with Epsom salts. That's a really great one. Or a cold shower, and eat food. Carbohydrates, protein, so good for the recovery of those muscles. It really does help. I've seen some people be a bit restrictive around their training, and then they have really bad recoveries where they get more severe DOMS. And if they're restricting, then they need to feed, they need to eat. You need to recover your muscles with good nutrition afterwards as well. Thanks so much for listening to Bounce Forward. I love having your company. So please DM me on Instagram at tiffhall_exo and let me know what topics you'd love me to cover. Don't forget to rate and review me on your podcast app. Speak soon. Happy days.